Hey everyone, Irit here with another daily video sketching in my sketchbook. I have to tell you, this series is coming soon to an end because yes, we went through almost all of the colors in my palette, and soon we'll go into the darker shades in my palette that I saved for last. And also I have just a few more pages in my sketchbook, so yay me. And anyway, today's color is Qor Transparent Brown Oxide. I'll get to that in a second. I have to talk about these Caran D'Ache Neocolor I. I should probably do a dedicated video. I almost don't want to tell you how much I like them. I don't want to be one of, I don't want to be a channel that you just like watch and you think that, you know, you just have to buy so many things. But I also want to share with you when I find a product that I love. And this product kind of ticks a box that I have been trying to tick for a long time. So I should probably do a dedicated video. And I was also trying to really kind of compare it, and you'll see me using it with other products in the next videos, because I didn't want to tell you, you know, this is one of a kind, you can't use something else in your stash and get the same effect. But I am starting to think like it might be a really unique product, or at least one that I don't really have anything like it. So just let me talk for a minute about the Qor paint. This turned out to be one of my favorite pages recently, or in this journal, or in the last pages that I've done. And I think the color has something to do with it, so I might carry it, or the Rembrandt transparent red oxide that I got, to the the autumn palette or Italy palette. We'll see. But I have this. I have a little tube from the Earth set that Qor makes. I love those sets. I think they are a great introductory sets to the brand. The only problem is that I think they are a good price, but the Qor tubes are so expensive, especially here in Europe, that I just can't justify using it as kind of my go-to paint. But I do enjoy their sets, and also their 12 half pan set, which I reviewed. And yeah, and I have this color, and I never used it since getting that earth tone set years ago. But then I thought, okay, I'll squeeze a little bit into my palette and see how it goes. And it's actually a really beautiful color. It's not anything unique. I think every brand makes it, and I really like it. It's not as orangey as like a burnt sienna can be. And so I really like it. It's kind of warm in a nice way. I think it will be great actually for, well, it's probably a kind of classic color. And yeah, great for landscapes, cityscapes, Tuscany scape, that sort of thing. Okay, so I will talk a little bit about the Neocolor I. The Neocolor I, it's by Caran D'Ache, and they have the Neocolor I, which is a wax, kind of a hard waxy pastel that is water resistant. And then they have the Neocolor II, which is water soluble. Now, I've had the Neocolor II for years, and they are a lovely product. Recently, I'm more enjoying watercolor pencils that usually don't have any of that like waxy feel to them. And the pigment, especially with the Caran D'Ache Museum Aquarelle, the pigment is released really easily. So I kind of have been enjoying those more than the wax water soluble pastels, the Neocolor II. But I was always kind of attracted, with watercolors, because it is kind of a flat medium, there's no texture here. And there are a lot of different techniques and ways to build layers and add interest and add details. And a lot of them are connected with a resist. So something that you put that will resist the paint, that can help you create or add detail or interest to your paintings. Now, in the classic world of watercolors, you will see a lot of people using masking fluid, which is a wonderful product. You have to be careful and test it on the paper that you're using, because it can rip and eat into some papers. There are all kinds of issues. It ruins brushes, and also you can't leave it for long because it will eat through your paper eventually. You have to kind of remove it once you're within like a day or two or something like that. It's a great product. I can't be bothered to, put it, then have to wait for it to dry. Then, I sometimes use it, but it's one of those things you hear a lot about. A lot of people use it. A lot of artists use it, but those are probably more patient people that don't have a problem to wait, until they can go to the next step. But for me, that doesn't work. I need something that works now. A, because I'm impatient, and B, because I don't know when I'll have time to paint. Usually that time is very short, and I want to be able to sit down and go through my whole process. And a lot of the products that I choose because they serve that, this kind of situation. So I don't want you to think that there's only one way to achieve an effect, but sometimes there's like the fast and easy way with no waiting. And that's usually where you will find me. So I just want to explain, my reasons for picking a product, because something that might work for me won't work for someone else, or a great product that works for a lot of people will not work for me, just because of my personality and situation and all that. So the thing is, with the wax pastels, unlike masking fluid, you can't remove them. So it's not comparable in many ways, but it does act as kind of a resist, and that is the greatness of it. Other products that I would really want to use with watercolors would be like those traditional oil pastels. I love the story also that Serie created them for Pablo Picasso, and it's just like a stick of pigment, and it's a beautiful product. I have a lovely set from Serie, I think, their portrait set. It's beautiful. However, it's just not a medium that works well for sketchbooks. It's very thick and messy, and it doesn't really cure, or even if it does, you would have to wait for that to happen. You can't just close the pages. It's a huge mess. It's just not a product that works for sketchbooks, and I love painting in sketchbooks. So I haven't been able to really use my oil pastels with my watercolors as a resist. Enter Neocolor I. So these are oil-based or wax-based, whatever. They are not water soluble, and they have just the perfect texture for a sketchbook, because they are opaque enough and pigmented enough to deposit enough pigment to create that lovely resist, but it's not too thick and it doesn't really rub off. I've tried, and it's just perfect. It's perfect to everything that I wanted. Now, the problem is that their color range is not as great. I think they have more colors in their Neocolor II. I shouldn't say it's not great. It's just, I kind of wish I needed jade. If you're familiar with the jade color from the Neocolor II, it's just that perfect kind of minty color. So I did pick up their 12 set because I was impatient and my art store didn't have it open stock. And then I went to the larger art store where they did have it open stock. And I picked up the some extra lighter colors that weren't included in the 12 set. And you will see me also in the next pages really trying to put these to the test and see if I can get a similar effect from my coloring pencils. And I was trying to, you know, kind of show you that you don't need to buy these. But honestly, for some purposes, I wasn't able to get the same effect that I got with the Neocolor ones. Okay, so we're... I spent the last... I didn't say anything about this page. I'm sorry. I just had a lot of fun playing with it. And I don't know. I hope it shows. But I just spent an hour tie-dyeing clothes with my kids. So I thought they would give me 10 minutes. But Lily decided she has to be here and jump around in my room. And yeah. So barely managed to narrate this video. Here are the usual close-ups. I'm saving all of them so I can do like a montage at the end of the series. I think it's my favorite part of the video also, the close-ups at the end. So thank you so much for watching. Watch that resist, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye!